Hello dear traders, welcome to InstaForex TV channel. You're watching Weekly Linkup with me, Anna Kasatkina. We're going to discuss the ongoing situation on Forex with technical analyst Peter Yakimovic and forecast further moves of popular currency pairs. Another trading week has come to an end. During this week, the market sentiment was mainly shaped by the situation around the coronavirus pandemic. On Monday, investors cheered at the news about the successful trial of COVID-19 vaccine. However, the optimism faded in the following days as more details came to light. So the currency pairs returned to more reasonable fundamental levels. Thus, the euro-dollar pair managed to reach a 19-month high but failed to develop a sustainable upward movement. Investors still keep in mind the dovish rhetoric of the European Central Bank. Will the pair return to the bull market or will it move downwards? Let's ask our technical analysis expert, Peter Yakimovic. Hi, Peter.
Hello, dear traders. On the euro versus US dollar, we got very interesting situation. Basically, on the daily time frame, I found that there is a strong reaction from the sellers, and there is basically the breakout of the rising trend line and also the breakout of the rate of change 1 rising trend line, which is double confirmation for the further downside cycle on the euro versus US dollar. And basically, I see that there is a potential for the test of the lower part of the trading range, since the euro is basically sold off from the resistance of the trading range and now probably is heading towards the lower end of that trading range at the 1.1625 area. So I basically see that from my perspective, and I do expect a further downside movement on the euro dollar towards the 1.1625. So probably the good strategy under this condition is to sell on the rallies using some intraday frames on this currency pair.
And what about the pound-dollar pair?
On the British pound versus US dollar, it is a very similar situation like that we got on the euro dollar. Basically, the pound dollar also broke the rising trend line, also on the rate of change, and there is a very good indication that we might see a further downside towards the 1.3090 and 1.2865, which are basically our targets based on the previous price section according to a daily time frame. So again, breakout of the rate of change, rising trend line. Also, rate of change did have some divergences, so I expect further downside movement on the pound dollar towards the first target at the 1.3090.
Still, the latest news about the vaccine development has raised hopes for a breakthrough in the fight against coronavirus, and we can see that the demand for many safe haven assets is steadily falling. For example, gold is losing ground.
On the gold, basically the gold got a big sell-off like a few days ago, and after that, usually after such a big standard deviation move like we got in the single day, like from a few days ago, usually the price will go sideways. It's pretty much normal for the market to basically rebalance and to start some kind of a contraction. But I do expect another downside cycle on the gold, and probably towards the 1,850 level and 1,816 level. So my advice is basically to watch for a downside. Actually, my expectation is that gold can still trade lower, and if we can break the balance, the multi-day balance low, we got a high odds for test of the 1,850 level. So because of this strong selling pressure from the background and no any indication of any reversal yet, my expectation is for the further downside on the gold.
Thank you, Peter, for your trading recommendations, and see you next week. You've watched the Link Up on InstaForex TV with me, Anna Kasatkina, and Peter Yakimovic, technical analyst of InstaForex. We wish you always profitable trading and see you soon.